Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while and today I do have a top 4 game for you and you'll be the yellow versus the purple. Now the yellow will go first in this game, actually calling the Dukemon to start off the game, not exactly the best way to start a game or Digimon game in fact, and the purple player does return the favor by hard calling his own level 4 in the form of a Devimon. But the yellow player doesn't have any rookies yet, still hard calling, or rather actually evolving to Lordknightmon here. Now he'll be evolving to the Lordknightmon, the black Lordknightmon on the right side. And we do not see any rookie yet, so he does evolve to Lordknightmon, passing back the memory. So both players are just doing their own thing, but looks like the purple player will get his Dukemon as a rookie, hatching to nursery and now evolving to Devimon to set things up. He does evolve to another black Lordknightmon in the nursery, so he's able to Digiburst 3 following up. Now he does have his rookie finally in the form of Salamon, and using his Lordknightmon to swing, calling the Salamon from hand. It will be a total of 12k DP as Lordknightmon does gain 1k for each other Digimon, but he does hit into a Gallamon here, so he does die. A Chaos Gallamon. So very unfortunate for the yellow player here. But he does evolve to his Lordknightmon, and we do see both Greymons being popped in nursery for both sides, and the purple player will move up the Lordknightmon first. Does go for the Digiburst to actually go for the Dukemon play. And does go for the Chaos Dukemon here to kill off his own Dukemon, to kill the Salamon, and the ability of Chaos Dukemon does call back the Dukemon, and the Dukemon does give him 1 memory when he's destroyed by effects. Now do know that the effects doesn't actually apply for the game mechanic, which is reducing 0 to 0 DP, so he doesn't proc the effect there, and he does hardcore a Salamon to pass the turn. And now the purple player will be hatching another egg here, and he does have a second Dukemon in hand to evolve to. Looks like the Lordknightmon will be swinging at security but does die. Because of the Chaos Dukemon skill, whenever a Digimon does die from the side of the field, he's able to call one rookie and kill. He calls the Dukemon here and does call the Chimeramon to actually kill off that level 5 Lordknightmon. So very unfortunate, and the purple player seems to be having the tempo here. And the yellow player does go for a Patamon here. He does go for the Pidomon for 1 cost. He does go for another Pidomon in the field, and going for Rise Greymon for 3 costs. And most likely he's going to Digiburst 2 as he does have 2 TKs in hand, as we've seen him hand shuffling. So he does go for a TK here. He does pick up the Knightmon from the security. And now he does finally go for the Slash Hegemon here to actually kill off that Chimeramon. Both players are actually actively removing each other's board, and that's the power of the purple and the yellow currently. And now the Chaos Dukemon will actually use his ability, the Lordknightmon ability, to actually kill off the Dukemon, which does bring back 3 the Dukemon to swing at security, so basically a free attack. And the Demi-Meramon will actually activate 2 to actually drop off the Anubismon from his hand. And now he does go for the Devimon, which is a very good way to play Digimon, I would say. And he does go for the Omimon Zord here, removing the top 3 card off his deck into the drop zone. He does call the Lordknightmon. It looks like he does call the double Lordknightmon here. A very effective board swing, I would say, for the Zord. It looks like he will be swinging the Slash Hegemon first, minus 2k DP on the Zord, so most likely a Chaos Spawn will be coming down. And the Slash Hegemon does survive the security battle, and he does evolve to the Chaos Spawn here to actually kill off that Zord. And because of that Patamon on the field, or rather in the inherit, he's able to gain 1 memory, so pushing only 2 memory to the purple side of the field. Purple will evolve to another Dukemon in the nursery here. Looks like he does swing on the Lordknightmon first. Doesn't die because he does hit to a Starmon, and now he does evolve to a Meramon for 1 cost. Now finally going for another Dukemon here, but actually killing off that swing or swung black Lordknightmon, and now he's going to call back a Digimon from the drop zone, which is a Dukemon. Dukemon is the best card to combo with actually Chaos Dukemon, as the 1 memory cost make it effectively a 3 cost arrow. Now the yellow player will start swinging with his Chaosmon first, using the Rise Grade to actually kill off the Dukemon, which is very unfortunate. And now going for the Starmon here to actually minus 2k DP, and actually going for the hardcore Knightmon here. Actually quite questionable, but not sure what he has in hand. But it does give 7 memory to the purple player, and a lot of stun might be coming soon. He does go for the Dual Tamer Tai Yamato, and now going for the Flute of Summoning Omimons, as he go for the Omimon here for 3 cost. And do note that the timer does give him an additional critical for the Zord. And so the Chimeramon will be here to actually bomb the Knightmon away, and his Zord will be bombing the Starmon away. And with 2 checks, first check, second check, and the new Meramon will be going for the game. Now that's 1-0, and the yellow player will go first once again this game, hatching to Upamon here. And now going for the Salamon. Now he does go for the TK as a first turn move, picking up the Unimon and passing the turn to the purple player as he go for the Dukemon here. And does go for the Skull Meramon Hardcore, and because of the yellow tamer, he's able to guarantee 3 memory to start things off. So a possible Dukemon is coming up, and that's Hardcore the Patamon to pass the turn. So we do see a Meramon first evolved, and a follow-up Chaos Dukemon. So the Meramon evolution seems to be questionable as well, but maybe he's just going for a cycle through his hand as he does have more level 4s in hand. As Demi Meramon skill, he does activate it to actually discard the sword, and because of the Chaos Dukemon, he does call the Gilmon out from the drop zone. Our Starmon here is actually to kill off that sad Gilmon again, as Gilmon is very liable to actually being killed off to the minus DPs. And we do see a Zord once again. Man, this is a very early Zord as he moves the top 3. And it looks like he's going to summon the Chimeramon as well as the Gilmon, and using the Chimeramon to actually kill the Gilmon once again to actually kill off that Pedomon. So very strong combo, I would say. And Unimon will be caught once again, or rather evolve here in Nursery. And does go for another TK to fish out for more things in the security. So we fast forward here, he's actually picking up an Angel Woman. And the Zord will be swinging using his ability to actually kill off that Pedomon. Hitting to a Chaos one there, but 15k Zord is superior. And he does go for the Dual Tamer there. Now he'll be going for the Angel Woman evolution to actually -2 security checks on the Omimon Zord, which is just nice as he does have the dual white tamer and hardcore the Patamon to pass the turn. So the Zord is not able to actually swing at the security for any damage here. But he does evolve to a Valmon in a Nursery for 2 costs. And going for the Chaos Dukemon, actually killing off that Zord to kill off the Angel Moon, and I would say that's actually a very decent trade as the opponent doesn't have anything in the Nursery, and because of the Chaos Dukemon skill, he's able to call back the Gilmon from the drop zone. So we do mess up his own tempo, but he does mess up the yellow player tempo further. And now he does have to go for a Tyrimon here in the Nursery. He does go for the Knightmon in the Nursery as well, passing back only 1 memory. And the purple player will be able to push up the Valmon from the Nursery and start doing damage as he swings the Dukemon first, hitting to a Lordknightmon, which is just 11k, so very fortunate for the purple player there. And now he does go for a Tapiamon Hardcore as he does want to pass back 3 memory to the yellow player. The yellow player will actually push up the Knightmon here, evolving to a Lordknightmon for 3 costs, pushing him to 0. It looks like he'll be swinging at the Chaos Dukemon there, but he does use his ability to actually most likely call a Salamon here. But the purple player does have blockers, so he's able to block their attack very successfully. It looks like he doesn't actually go for the Chaos Mon here, and does go for the Unimon instead. And because of the dual tamers, he does go for 2 memory here, pushing him to actually 4 memory. Now with 4 memory, the purple player can do quite a lot if you ask me, and we shall see how will he do. Let's go for the Fruit of Summoning Omimon here, once again muling a top 3. And I was able to dual call. He does call a Chimeramon and most likely a Gilmon to follow up that combo once again to actually bomb off that blocker and gaining 1 more memory further. So now pushing him back to 5 memory now. He does go for another dual tamer here, pushing the Zord to a 3 security. So pushing that last 3 damage. And looks like the Tapiamon will swing for game. So let's talk about this purple deck list. And this purple deck is actually fairly interesting as it does abuse the new white tamer or the white option newly introduced in set 5. So let's begin the level 7. So level 7 does have 4 Omimon Zord, just only Zord instead of Zord defeat. And Zord does have a very unique skill as it floods the board and does allow you to proc the on-play abilities. The second ability will be able to actually bounce back at level 6, in this case the Chaos Dukemon or the Anubismon, to proc their level 6 ability again on evolution. And you're able to actually do a Trump Sword on the 12 cost below. Now we do move on to the level 6 and he do play 4 Chaos Dukemon and 2 Anubismon. Now the Chaos Dukemon is super strong as it does give you the threat of opponent unable to push out a level 5 below into the playing area as it might be potential or liable to get nuke. And the Anubismon is just there as a good card level 6, and most of the time actually a vanilla. But if you do have the situation whereby you do have a Zord and an Anubismon on the same turn, those unique superior card from the drop zone will have rush. So that's something to keep in mind. And the level 5s, we do play 4 Black Lordknightmon, and this card is actually what purple needed, as purple does always have this awkwardness of having to actually play a rookie rush kind of Digimon game, and this Black Lordknightmon does allow purple to actually play nursery game now, and allowing them to actually set up the turns more better. And he does play 2 Skullmarinmon for the hardcore 5 cost. Super strong, as if opponent is unable to deal with it, he's able, or he's actually quite afraid of the Chaos Dukemon or even Anubismon coming down. Next, he does play 2 Chimeramons, and as seen in the previous games, this card does synergize very well with Sword, especially the on-place ability to actually bomb off a level 5 below, so you can actually bomb off an opponent's tempo card, or most of the time, the blockers. So do we do more on the level 4s, he does play a total count of 12, 4 Devimon with the blocker one, 3 Devimon with the vengeance one, and 2 Valmons and 3 Maramons. So we do see an emphasis on the 1 cost evolution, as in this state of the meta, you do want to go to a level 5 as soon as possible. Best case scenarios will be turn 2. And the 6 blockers, as I mentioned in my previous videos, 6 blockers are very common numbers to run, and it's just very well received nowadays in the meta. And then we do move on to level 3s, you do play 4 Gilmons, 4 Tapiamons, 3 Sukaimons, and 2 Candlemon. Now you do the new Gilmon, in addition to this deck, does allow the Chaos Demon to be effectively a 3 cost evo if you do the math, and the Tapiamon is just a solid card to always have it. And for the Sukaimon, okay, the Sukaimon is something that's interesting and I want to talk more about it. As you guys know that Gilmon does synergize quite well with the Chaos Demon ability or even Chimeramon ability. So Sukaimon is just there to actually give you more Gilmons, as great as it sounds. So you do have ability to actually prop more memory gains. And the 2 Candlemon maybe actually can be cut away to actually play Gazimon, so Gazimon does counter a mirror match effectively. Now next, he does play 4 dual white tamers and 3 fruit or summoning Omimons. Now the 4 white dual tamers does give you memory if opponent does have a level 6 or above, and in most common games, level 6 is bound to have. Basically, opponent will always have the level 6 on the field, so effectively this card is giving you guaranteed 3 memory every turn, and that they do stack up. And the next effect is actually giving you that security attack +1 for your Omimons, and in this case the Omimon Sword. Now how he abuses it more better is actually with the Flute or Summoning Omimons, as you are able to 0 cost evo into your Zord, and then using that Trump Sword ability to kill off a potential blocker and swinging for more superiorities. Now this is demonstrated in the 2 games he's shown, where the yellow player doesn't expect the sudden 2 to 3 crits and then getting a close for the purple player. Now he does play the 5 very common babies, which is the 4 Demi-Maramon, sorry, and the 1 Vengeance one. Now we do move on to the yellow list, and the yellow list, as I mentioned in my previous deck profile, I do believe yellow is in tier 0 right now, as the deck does offer so much, but it does unfortunately lose to the purple in the sense that the purple player does play the Surprise Boom, which is the Fruit or Summoning Omimons. So to start things off, we'll be talking about the level 7, which is very typical, which is the 2 Chaosmon, and Chaosmon is a very good follow-up with the Slash Angemon. Now moving on to the level 6 though, we do have 8 counts or level 6 in the form of 4 Lordknightmon and 4 Slash Angemon. Now Slash Angemon doesn't need too much introduction, as it's a very old card released in set 1. Now Slash Angemon is always good because it does have a follow-up from the Lordknightmon, but the new card that is very strong and pushing yellow forward is actually the Lordknightmon. Now Lordknightmon does allow you to superior core more bodies, and sometimes even a level 5, and a level 5 does have a Lordknightmon on place ability, so you can actually cheat out level 5 out of nowhere and then follow up with that Slash Angemon. So you get the idea. Now moving on to level 5, he's actually playing 10 level 5s. So he's actually playing 3 Lordknightmon, the very typical card to go with, 3 Knightmon to actually follow up with the Lordknightmon, 2 Angelmon to actually give you that bonus inherent ability to actually superior core more level 3s, and the 2 Rise Greymon, because Rise Greymon is very strong with the TK. And I must say, with him actually putting much more emphasis on the Angelmon, he's actually considered playing Lucemon, and Lucemon does give you the additional healing power that you need to actually grind out more games. And for the level 4s, he's actually playing the typical lineup, which is the blockers, 8 blockers in fact, and 4 Turimon for the 1-cost evolution. Now for the rookies, he does play 3 Protomon with the 8 higher abilities one, 3 Salamons with the vanilla one, 4 Salamons with the ability to actually recover 1, and 4 Starmon. Now Starmon is a new card introduced in set 5 as well, along with Lordknightmon, but this card is just broken, man, as the card follows what you're doing, which is the fact that you're flooding the board and reducing DP. So you can actually reduce DP with a hardcore and then minus 1k for each Digimon you have on the field, and you are able to flood so well because of Lordknightmon. And he does end the deck list with a 4 TK. Now he does play 4 of the new Starmon Digitama, which does minus 1k upon attacking, with the condition of actually having 3 Digimons or above. And he finally do play that 1 Upamon to draw in games that do go south. Thank you for checking out my channel, and I will really appreciate if you guys drop a subscription, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.